It's hard to believe, but in the early days, Counter-Strike only had hostage rescue mode. Defuse wasn't added until later, whereupon it was quickly deemed the better of the two. It's not hard to see why. With hostage, one team camps while the other team has to do all the hard work. It's not much fun being the counter-terrorists when you know that the terrorist team is full of office tryhards who have perfected the art of camping out the supplies room. Defuse, on the other hand, has a more dynamic balance to it. The terrorists must attack, but can choose one of two sites. So the CTs have a choice. Do they stack one to ensure almost guaranteed victory, or do they have a few people in both sites, hoping to weaken and delay the terrorists enough to give the rest of their team time to arrive? And of course, once the bomb is planted, it becomes like hostage rescue again, with the terrorists camping and the CTs having to attack. But by that point the terrorists have kind of earned it. Hostage rescue also had some other problems. You needed to save all of the hostages, so sometimes it would lead to horrific situations where one was saved and then the CTs would brutally execute the rest, which would result in a one round. And while those hostages were following you, they had the tendency to not follow you. Valve tried to fix this by changing hostage rescue to only requiring one to be saved, but rather than to follow the CTs, they had to be picked up and carried to the rescue zone. But this didn't help much, so I propose a new hostage rescue style of map. Meet Defenestration. This is a small, fast-paced map where the CTs must rescue the hostages and return them to CT spawn. But here's the twist. Rather than starting at the hostages, the terrorists instead start on the other end of the map. Oh, and I added windows everywhere. This will result in a few key changes to how the round plays out. The CTs, in theory, could lock down their spawn, but I've made it so that the terrorists have the high ground, so victory here is not very likely. No, the CT's best bet, possibly for the first time in Counter-Strike history, is to actually go and rescue the hostages. So they run away to where the hostages are, pick them up, and then gain access to some new high ground, which happens to be even higher than the terrorists' high ground. At this point they should be able to beat them in a firefight, or can plummet to their deaths down into the hostage rescue zone, winning their team the round.
Hostage has been rescued. Counter-terrorists win.
It does kind of support bots, but they often forget to pick up a hostage, enjoy running into this corner here, and will jump to their deaths seemingly for no reason. But if you enjoy this mode, then I'll work to improve them. This being a new game mode, I've experimented with two different kinds of windows. The first of these is the sort that splinters into hundreds of breakable bits. Running through these will result in man-shaped holes, and I think is more fun in places like the starting zones when the whole team's piling through it. The only problem is, it would sometimes block my movement. My gut tells me this will annoy people, but there is the tiniest slither of a chance that it will raise the skill ceiling in some unforeseen way, so I'll see what you think after testing it. The second kind of window completely breaks straight away. I've made these break if you run into them, truly living up to the map's name. I think these are much better, but each of these requires a bit more work to be added in, and maybe that's why I haven't added in more of these just yet. You'll soon learn which windows are what sort. I've been trying to imagine how the fights in middle will go using nothing but my brain. This isn't easy, and it's likely it's horribly one-sided. I just don't know for which side yet. But my hope right now is that CTs will get the hostages and then we'll head to this highest platform to engage in a fight against the terrorists, waiting for the perfect moment to plunge through these plate glass windows and into the hostage rescue zone below. I don't know how easy it will be for terrorists to pluck them out of the air, but smokes and flashbangs should work in the CT's favour here. As you can see, there's a lot of skill involved with this game mode. I think it's going to be a big success. So what are you waiting for? Give it a go on my servers and see what you think of this new, fast-paced style of hostage rescue. Defenestration could be the start of a new era for CSGO. Wait a sec. That was Oh, screw it, I'll just add a bomb set to the hostage room.